Hi, I'm Cristina Victoria Villegas de Moreno, but my government name is Christine Villegas. I'm a Christian Latina who has worked in real estate development and commercial real estate for over 20 years, and in politics on both sides of the aisle before that for 15 years. I am super passionate about community, economic development, generational wealth, and I am so excited for this series.
And I'm Lesley Stevenson, a higher education professional in transition, searching for the next chapter in my life. As I navigate my own path, I felt called to take a deeper look at how faith and finances intersect, and that led us to create this podcast.
Welcome to our
21-day financial fast, where we embark on a journey to reset our relationship with money rooted in biblical principles.
In each episode, we'll explore how Scripture can guide us toward financial freedom, discipline, and trust in God's provision. Together, we'll reshape our relationship with money, growing as faithful stewards of what God has entrusted to us.
So we are on day 4, your true story. Would you like to read the scripture?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
A good person leaves an inheritance for their children's children, but a sinner's wealth is stored up for the righteous. Proverbs 13:22.
Yes. So this day, so it's like your ability to be honest with yourself is one of your greatest assets, especially regarding your finances. Man, as I tell you, when I'm telling you, I feel
attacked.
Yes.
Your spending history is your true story, girl.
Look.
When they say pull your last 3 months bank statements for June, July, and August. July, I went buck wild in Europe. I'm not gonna lie. I did not plan to go to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
A friend invited me for a week to Ireland. We talked on that was paid for. So I rationalized like, okay, that week's gonna be paid for.
Yeah.
Might as well go for another week while we're there because how often I've never been to Europe before.
Right.
So that was a lot of money I did not plan on spending. And luckily I had it, but definitely could have been used for like remodeling my bathroom or toward my kitchen remodel.
Yeah.
But I was YOLO. Like, how often are you invited to Europe?
Right.
And there was a castle involved, I'm just going to say.
Look.
So rationalizing. So rationalizing, denial, and being stubborn, I think, about my habits, my bad habits.
Well, it says prioritizing travel is fine. If you have the money for it, and you had the money for it.
I know, but it could have been used better for something else. It really could have paid down some student loan debt. Would have been the responsible thing to do.
Right.
Because now it's just tacking on more interest.
True. But you also have a memory of being in Europe, so.
And some
I don't
really
know
cool
if I
pictures.
might be, you might be a questionable accountability buddy here. Because I'm like, I would have gone to Europe too.
I mean, it would be awesome if someday we could get Pastor George on here to like kind of check us of like, what does he think about? But I think he would probably say go to Europe. I don't know. I don't know him at all, but
because I think it all is about prioritizing, right? So what is the priority? And also making sure that you aren't limiting yourself or restricting yourself so much to where you resent the process, right? But still it is, I don't know, if I got a week's paid vacation, I'm going on that week's paid vacation.
I mean, yeah. How often do your friends say like, I got you for a week? They don't. Part. So that was such a blessing. It was so awesome.
Yeah.
One of the activities or the activity for this section, write down your 3 true priorities in your journal based on your spending history. And then also there's, I don't know where I got the 3 months up. I thought it was this chapter. It said to pull down your three months of banking history. And then right next to the things that you have on there, an S, an L, or an O for spend it, lend it, or own something. So spend it is the categories where you buy things that don't go up in value. Lend it is the category where you buy or save for something you will then lend out for a return. I don't really get that. And then own something refers to any purchase or savings from an item that will grow in value. So cool. I got some things there. I'm afraid of how many S's I'm going to have on that.
Yeah, same here. All of mine is going to be spend it. So lend it, I think, is any kind of asset that you could have that you could make money off of.
I was kind of thinking about Turo because I work for myself. I work from home a lot of the time. I was thinking, oh, I got this nice little car, but I got it. I'm sure Pastor George would probably tell me, like, don't do a lease. But I was thinking because of my business, the lease, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm way under my lease miles. So I was thinking, oh, I could probably Turo my car from the, like, leave it at an airport, you know, for a couple like days or weekends when I'm not using it, and let that make some money, or maybe it pay for itself.
Yeah, you could do that. Even so with awesome. Your home and how some people, well, you own your home.
I mean, I would love to have some like Airbnbs or, you know, things like that. That would be cool, but not there right now. But maybe. Yeah, my condo doesn't let me have. My condo doesn't let me do any Airbnb.
No,
only a short term rental, like 6 months or something like that.
Which, yeah, it's a whole other thing. So I'm like, isn't that what Airbnb is? Short term rental.
Well, it's very short. Yeah, your ability to be honest with yourself is one of your greatest assets. Avoiding the truth does not change it. It only brings you more anxiety later. Because if I can avoid it long enough.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So for me, I know these last 3 months have been, I don't know if it's been the most honest snapshot of my spending because I have been in transition. So it was me moving from one place to another. So a lot of my expenses were surrounded by this move. So yeah, I probably should go back another 3 months.
I mean, but where do you see yourself in 3 more months?
Still on my sabbatical. Because my plan was to not work until the end of this year and then be in a job that I enjoy by January. But I don't know if I would enjoy it or not because it would be new. But having a new job by January and making more than what I was making at my previous place of employment.
I think, too, the clarity could come from, like, the list of your needs, wants, and wishes. I think that will help clear things up, too. You know, it's like, well, I think when you write down what you really want, for me, it sparks something, you know, and then I think pairing that list with the clarity of my past habits and kind of going, okay, this is how you tend to spend your money. Now, if you want to get from A to Z, you know, what are the things you're going to have to do without? Yeah. So this was, I think, a pretty simple.
What would you say your top 3 true priorities are?
Paying down debt. It's just, I mean, I cannot say enough about my student loans and taxes. Like, just with real estate, you know, you get your checks and then it's like you got to kind of gauge your taxes that you're paying for that. And, you know, sometimes they do that. I do that right. Sometimes I don't. So, yeah, I feel like that's just always like a scary part for me is like when I'm I'm the sole provider in my house. Sometimes it's like really tempting to just kind of hoard all that, keep all that. And then you're like, but you know, you really have to give it back to the government.
So when you looked at your bank statements, would you say that that you're spending aligned with that priority?
Yeah, I mean, I'm making the minimum payments I need to make, but could I be doing more and like maybe having less fun so I don't stress myself out for so much longer, but I've been putting that off. So,
Yeah.
and I also feel like, I've kind of leveled up in my real estate. And so I just, I want to do more commercial transactions. That's been my focus for the last year. And so those have been great. And I feel like that will enable me to, but I have to focus more on those clients and on that kind of marketing. And it's so much easier to do single family, where I could just like, that's all day, every day, but it's a hamster wheel.
Yeah.
The scary part of commercial is that like they take a longer time to close.
Yeah.
But they're,
the return is much greater.
Better. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like those returns, I can definitely knock out the debt that I have
that
way
will
quicker.
Be amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, God.
Yeah,
awesome.
I am praying for you.
Thank you.
Because I can most definitely say when I look at my bank statements and my credit card statements, what I would want to be my priorities are not reflected in how I am spending my money. So yeah, I would need to align that. One of my true priorities, like in the entertainment space, like actually spending quality time with friends and family. Maybe, but we spend a lot of money when I hang out with my friends. So it's just like, yeah, I'm still doing it, but is in what I'm spending is that, does that align with what I want my priority to really be?
I noticed that I tend to, I don't know if it's like a codependency thing or if it's like an only child thing. I mean, I have siblings, but I wasn't raised with them in the same house. But I tend to spend a lot of money on other people.
Yeah.
Like that. I don't know if it's like
you're such a giver. I noticed that.
I don't know if
it's not a
thing.
No. I think that's just, yeah, I don't know. You would have to reflect on that for yourself. But in someone who has known you just within like, feels like forever, but it's only been a few weeks. I have friends who are like that. They just are givers. That is, you give in order to receive. But in giving, there was, oh my God, I wish I could summarize. One of my friends had said this. They give in not hoping to receive anything.
Yeah. There's no expectations.
Right. But it's just something that, and knowing that you've been blessed to give to others, like it comes back in some way, form, or fashion. Like, and it makes it for a space of abundance, right? Like you don't prosper by holding on to what you have been blessed with. God blesses you so that you can give to others. And you are a very giving person.
Thank you. But I do feel like I should be tithing more than I am. And I've given more to FCBC than I have to any church yet. But I feel like I need to level up on that. And I was so struck when Pastor George was like, God gives you 100% of what you have. And if you're only giving back 10, like that's not so much, and it's like, am I always giving back 10? No, not exactly. I'm doing way more than I ever did. Like when I was, as a kid, like the Catholic church, you're like, oh, just put whatever cash you have in the basket and like, you're fine. But I feel like that, not that God is tit for tat transactional. No, that's not how our God is. But also like, well, what if I did give appropriately back to God and not be putting other people first? Although I think that other people, when I do it, I do try to be like the light, right? Like I try to be just like a giving person, a person with a big heart. But sometimes it kind of puts me in a position where people just like expect it, or they don't appreciate it. So and then I get resentful. So I'm not expecting anything back, but sometimes that kind of return isn't there. So again, I feel like maybe I could be redirecting more of my finances back to God.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, imagine what would happen if I did.
Right. But I mean, even in that, that's interesting that's what you like, your takeaway from that particular statement. Because when I heard it, I was thinking that yes, God blesses us with the 100%, and all he asks in return is 10, which isn't a lot, but that's, that's what he's asking for. So it should be nothing for us to give that when he's blessed us with everything that we have. So
yeah, so solid 10% is like my goal during the fast, and just all of next year is just like, just see what happens. Yeah,
because I'm like, 10%, I can do that. Now you want me to do more? That's what we going.
That's surplus and service. Let's get there. Surplus and service. Let's go.
Oh my goodness! That's the part where it's okay. I can do the tithe.
That mindset though is
all about mindset. More. Yeah.
I think for me, working in affordable housing, that's mostly where that's been my focus for the last 20 years, has been project manager for affordable housing. And I think when I've seen like people, I think when you love what you're doing in the recent, like when you see the reward that people get from it, or or you feel the reward, like from giving back to God, giving to the church, helping the church expand, all the programs they do, whatever. Like I have those kind of Schindler's List moments where you're like, oh, like you see how good your deed was, right, and what that return was. And then when he was like looking at his watch, he's like, oh my God, that watch could have helped like 2 more people or 5 more people get across. It could have helped, my car. I didn't need that car. I didn't need that level. I do sometimes, like, I think I'm kind of spoiled, if I'm being honest. Like I know some friends that are like cool with only buying 1-ply toilet paper, and I'm like, oh no, I want that 3-ply.
I know, that's so me. I love Scott. So I'm gonna send this recording to a friend of mine, because they clown me all the time when they come to my house, because I am a Scott 1-ply toilet paper person.
Okay.
And it is good I feel like it's good on your system, your plumbing system, right? But I did, so Amazon had this sale on Cottonelle. So right now I'm a Cottonelle girl, but I don't like it.
Okay.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just
probably getting like too much into some
personal. We are, but hey, it is what it is. Everybody uses toilet paper, so
true.
And Scott is not cheap toilet paper, right?
No.
So just because it's 1-ply doesn't mean that it's cheap.
Okay.
But
right,
yes, you are like all of my other friends, because they talk about me, because I am that Scott toilet paper girl. And
whatever.
They're like, I hate using your bathroom because your toilet paper sucks. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, we just wind up using more.
And that's what they say. But I'm like, is it really the case? Because I feel like with Cottonelle, you're still going to use... And the other thing you're going to use the amount of toilet paper that you use, regardless if it's 1-ply or 2-ply.
I don't know if any listeners are going to hear about a toilet paper situation.
Hey, we're making it real, y'all.
But I'll say also the other things are like the store brand versus Prego versus whatever, or your coffees. Like I'm proud of myself when I don't go to Starbucks and I have my kilo Keurig and I buy I bought $40 worth of pods. But if I do the math, it's like I would have spent like $5 a pop on each of those pods.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's just girl math or like I'm rationalizing, but I'm happy like when I could just roll up in the morning and just make my own coffee at the house.
Now, do you find that it tastes the same?
No. So I don't drink black coffee anyways. So of course, like I want all the frou-frou, white chocolate macadamia. They ruin you. That stuff is crack.
Right.
But if it's just a coffee, and like I can pick creams and heavy cream, and I got a little frother thingy too that doesn't really do good for almond milk, but whatever. But you can I bought whipped cream today, like for some of my stuff. It's like, okay, well you can get a little fancy with it at home, but no, it won't be the same. But that's okay.
That's true.
I still got the caffeine. I still got the little jump. So I think we'll make our little sacrifices here, and they're really clearly not sacrifices.
Yeah, I mean that part, because it's $5. Starbucks, this is for you. Stop charging $5.
Let's talk about sacrifice, like our elders, our ancestors, and of course the biggest sacrifice, Jesus upon the cross. It's like really, anything that we're doing is like pales in comparison.
Yes. And that's the, mindset. Taking it back, y'all. We are taking it back.
All right. Well, day 4, done and done.